out of poverty. In a moment, we'll hear from families being helped by a scheme for vulnerable children. But first, here's our Westminster correspondent, Ione Wells.
The impact of the pandemic is already being felt by workers and businesses across the country. Castle Howell in Carmarthenshire, Laura Ashley in Powys, Magellan Aerospace in Wrexham and British Airways. Just some of the companies which have so far announced job cuts or warned of potential job losses as a result of coronavirus. And the fear things will only get worse has been raised by one Welsh Tory MP to the Prime Minister. As the furlough scheme begins to wind down from August, former Work and Pensions Secretary Stephen Crabb is worried many families will face job losses and be forced to apply for universal credit.
My concern is that we are going to see a lot of redundancies, a lot of people losing their jobs and moving from furlough, getting 80% of their salary, to relying on benefits. That's going to be a big drop for a lot of families.
How long would you like to see these changes implemented for? We know that the economic impact of this crisis is something we're going to see for a long time.
I'd like to see the government make a 12-month commitment to this temporary increase in the child element of universal credit. A temporary increase like this will help support many families and keep them from poverty and hardship.
Research suggests valley towns and coastal communities are most vulnerable to the economic impact of coronavirus. Already, families trying to make ends meet on furlough or on universal credit are facing hardship. And there are concerns from one Merthyr-based charity about what the future might hold.
People are in chaotic situations, they're in a crisis point. And that means that the crisis point is they can't pay their bills. And one of the things they can't do is they haven't got money for food. And those are the basic essentials of life, isn't it? It's not just, your average Joe Bloggs. It's people in very senior roles who've lost their positions.
Figures already show the numbers claiming benefits in Wales have doubled compared with this time last year. But those numbers are at risk of increasing once firms can't rely on furlough to pay their workers.
The furlough scheme has been really important for people in Wales. As I said in my opening remarks, 11% of people here in Wales have been furloughed. There is that agreement now from August that it won't come to an abrupt end, but employers will be asked to incrementally pay more towards that scheme, with a view then to it ending in October.
The Department for Work and Pensions say they are committed to supporting the lowest paid families and have injected £6.5 billion into the welfare system, including through increasing universal credit. But with the Joseph Rowntree Foundation finding nearly 2/3 of families on universal credit have had to borrow money during the pandemic, there are fears if the safety net isn't strengthened, it won't be able to catch those worst affected.